Dead Rails is currently taking Roblox by storm. It literally averages like well over 200,000 players at any given moment. Within those 200,000 players are many different types of players, and in today's video, we'll be explaining those types of players. Make sure to subscribe if you like content like this, as we're trying to reach 30k, and without further ado, let's start with the first player, the Loot Goblin. This is the type of player who will go out of their way to grab every little last piece of loot, even if it's junk. And yes, even if it means risking their lives at nighttime just to grab that one rope they left behind. They have max things in their sack, doesn't matter. They will literally hobble it over to the train. Nothing matters to them but the loot. The loot is on the line. Their trains are often bombarded by trash or good loot, it doesn't really matter. And checkpoint stops take a long time as they try to sell everything in their path. In my opinion, they're a pretty useful player to have, as they're the one probably doing the legwork for looting and taking all the risks. Number 2, the Troll. This player likes to mess with people and watch them suffer, often for their own enjoyment. This is particularly using the train mechanic, as there is no restraint to moving the train. I mean, you can literally leave your teammates behind and watch them suffer. The game doesn't care. Sadly, the first time I decided to play in a public server, this happened to me. I myself was trolled and left behind in the dust to die to a mob of bandits. Very sad stuff. Number 3, the Rich player. This player often has every game pass in the game or just a bunch of bonds. While sure they could have grinded for that stuff, they most likely use Robux. Whether they stole their mom's credit card or just bought Robux for themselves, this player has most if not all the game passes and classes without going through the grinding we all have to. The only exception is the player who actually grinded for bonds. Players in this department often has it easy, as literally they can spawn with weapons and stuff right off the bat, giving them an easier time to beat the game. Me personally, I wouldn't really think it would be fun to start off all OP with everything, but I guess that's just good for exploring new updates or just having fun if you already beat the game. Number 4, the Loot Hog. Similar to the Loot Goblin, except they take all the loot for themselves and do not share with everyone. They're basically just a selfish version of the Loot Goblin, or just a selfish player in general. I probably should have just renamed it to that. They most likely have the +5 sack game pass just so they can hide things away from other players. They often also do not care about other teammates as long as they don't die, and if they die, they'll try to use them for fuel just because of how naturally selfish they are. Number 5, the Grinder. Grinding is an art. It is an ability that only 1 in 1,000 people achieve. Okay, maybe not 1 in 1,000, but you guys get the point. This player has incredible talent, giving them the ability to grind Dead Rail or actually any game for hours on end, even if it means it's not efficient. Remember this word for later. I guess I could call myself a grinder, as I spent 3 hours in one sitting to beat Dead Rails. I'll let you guys be the judge of that though. This player often suffers FOMO, aka fear of missing out, and most likely plays a game for hours in one sitting by themselves or with groups. It doesn't matter. They might even go in the Discord server of Dead Rails to ask people to grind with them. They also may or may not have multiple wins already. A grinder can be a noob or a pro. Now, again, multiple might not seem like a lot of wins, especially considering I'm talking like 1 to 10, but bro, getting 1 win itself is true dedication. I can speak from real experience, unless you're being carried. This player is often confused with a pro, but a pro is something else, related to the word efficiency. Number 6, the Lucky Guy, aka me. This is the player that runs across super rare items without even trying. I mean, one example of this was in my first ever attempt at playing the game. I literally ran across so many rare things. I even ran across the unicorn. Now, the unicorn I thought was super rare and everything, but I didn't think it was as rare as it was. I don't even know the rarities right now. Now, I did take this unicorn and sell it for about $250, but I literally did not know that you could use it for fuel, because I really needed fuel at the time, and I would have just used it for that instead. These players are usually chill, nonchalant guys, often blessed by the luck gods in literally any game. Number 7, the Leader. This player often likes to take control and tell people exactly what to do. They're also most likely driving the train and probably good at the game. One pet peeve they have is that they hate it when people don't listen. Like, I mean, I know it's normal nature to be annoyed when someone doesn't listen to you. Everyone hates it, but these players are the type of people that would smash their desk or do something absolutely insane if someone didn't listen to them. Maybe I'm overreacting a bit, but you guys get the point I'm trying to portray. Try asking this player to explain why they do the things they do. You won't like the outcome of it. Number 8, the Exploiter. If you're an exploiter, I have a message for you. No, I'm not gonna like call you names or anything. I just want to ask you a question. Auto farming in some random RNG game in a private server, you know what? Do you? At least you're not harming other people. But tell me why you would exploit in a game like Dead Rails. The entire point of the game is to make it to the end, and the fun comes from the challenge in between. And also, I guess, from the social circumstances you put yourself in. What is the point? Anyways, this player used to be able to just fly around and speed hack to the end, but thankfully Dead Rails has a real anti-cheat, and they can't really be doing that anymore. Haven't seen them for a while. Good job, Dead Rails. But they're probably just running around grabbing a bunch of loot, hitting zombies from miles away, and generally just ruining the game for anyone they play with. Number 9 is the item tester. Whether it's when a new update comes out or just in general, this is the player that will go out of their way to test every item they can get a hold of. I guess this is also with like new features and castles and such, even if it means bringing the team down with them. I probably should have just named this the tester, but people would get that confused with game testers. But anyways, as I was saying, even if it means bringing the team down with them, they will test it. Good player to have around. Number 10, the Explorer. This player loves to stop at every site they see, even if it's a house or just a tumbleweed in the middle of the desert. These players are often good for finding Easter eggs or just finding your way around with things. They also often find loot at the cost of burning down a lot of time. Sort of a useful player. Number 11 is the Challenge Master. Okay, quick blooper. I literally couldn't come up with a better name than Challenge Master. You guys need to let me know. Anyways, this player loves challenges, as the name suggests. They most likely play the game with restraints. For example, no guns or no spending money to make the game, well, more challenging. I'd say this player has some serious dedication to life, or even just the game, I guess, as the game is very hard in itself. Or maybe I'm just a noob. You do you. Number 12 is going to be the Solo, aka the Lone Wolf. This player prefers to play all alone. They may or may not think of themselves as lone wolves. I myself could be put in this category, as in my first ever attempt of playing the game, I played all alone up until I got my first win, which was documented and created into a movie, which I did post the other day. But it was not by choice. I just wanted to get a good video out and didn't have a group of friends to play with. This player generally hates sharing, interacting with other players, or likes to control everything. They also most likely don't have friends, or their friends just don't play the game. This player sort of reminds me of Dexter. I don't know, but like, don't flame me in the comments, guys. Number 13 is going to be the unlucky player. This player is literally the opposite of the lucky player. They most likely struggle to find the slightest of loot. Unicorn? Unheard of. They didn't even know it existed. Gun in the ground? Didn't even know it was possible. This player generally has a strong mind, and if you constantly play this game while being unlucky, props to you, bro. Number 14 is the train hopper. These players are the people that literally jump every single time the train. Like, I'm not even joking. Every time I drive the train, there has to be that one guy who decides, hey, I think it's a good idea to jump. Oh, wait, I fell off the train. And then like 2 seconds later, like, as if they have dementia, oh my God, wait, let me jump again. Oh, help, wait for me. It's sort of funny, but like, it's also kind of annoying. Well, that's it for today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 30K, and comment down what type of player you are, because I'm kind of curious. Me personally, as I said, I'd probably be the lone wolf or the lucky guy. And if you haven't already, go check out my Dead Rails movie.